If a man that you love comes between you, your mother, sister, or best friend, there may be more here than meets the eye. This is Celia. She and Candy have been best friends for 18 years. That is until Celia's husband, Mike, came into the picture. Celia says for the past 5 years, Candy has been flirting and making passes at Mike. Now, this is Jenny and her mother, Ida. Jenny says when she was 17, she dated this man, Gene, until one day Jenny discovered her mother had stolen Gene away. And this is Vicky. She hasn't seen her sister, Melinda, in almost 9 years, since she fell in love with Scott. Melinda says that she hated Vicky's black boyfriend and disowned her because Vicky was going to marry him. Melinda is backstage listening, and she's going to be out here in just a minute. But first, Vicky, let's start with you. Did Scott come between you and Melinda?
He came between my whole family.
How?
My mom.
How?
His skin color.
His skin color?
His skin color.
Okay, give me the background on this.
Well, my mom and my sister and my stepsister was real close. We went everywhere together, shopping, stayed all night, whatever. I took care of Melinda's 2 kids and my oldest sister's 2 kids financially.
You kind of supported everybody, right?
Yeah, everybody. Because I was the
After-
only one that worked in the family.
You were the only one
Only
working?
one worked.
And so you had all these people dependent on
Plus
you.
I was married. But my paycheck was mine to do with whatever I wanted to do with. So
you used it to support the family?
yeah, whenever they needed something, when the kids needed school clothes, when my mom needed something, Christmas, I bought everything for my family.
And you also did everything for your sister
Yes.
Melinda, too.
Yeah.
Who was having a hard time,
Yeah.
had children. Did you help support the children, buy their clothes, take care of them?
I bought their school clothes. When it was time for school, I'd take them out shopping and buy them school clothes. And Christmas, I bought all their Christmas. Because
So you kind of felt like the
they're
big
mine.
sister.
Her kids were my kids. I've not had any
Then
kids.
what happened with Scott?
Well, after my divorce from my other husband, I've been married 4 times, and the other 3 husbands, they either drank or beat me, and I worked every day. And I just thought, I don't have to take it, you know. So I didn't live that kind of life. I got a divorce and got out, and I always supported myself. And I just got in bad situations until I met Scott. And him and I worked together at RCA in Circleville. And
How long have you been married?
9 years.
9 years.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what caused, you haven't seen your family in
No.
9 years. What caused the split?
Well, we always got together on my birthday, May 26th. They had like a carnival, a festival where my mom and sisters live in Chillicothe. And every birthday, my birthday, we'd all get together at Mom's and go down and celebrate my birthday. Well, that day, we went out together a couple times, and my mom knew the people I worked with. My sister knew some people I worked with, so I didn't want to get back to them that I was seeing Scott. So when we all got done at the festival, we came home, and I told Mom and Jeannie and Melinda, I said, I want to tell you something. I says, I met a wonderful guy. I said, I think it might get serious, but if it does, fine. If it doesn't, fine, but I want her to know about him. And I said, the only thing is he's black.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And I said, if you just give him a chance, if you just meet him, he's so good to me. We get along, we're friends.
Has he been good to you?
Oh,
over these-
yeah.
Yeah, we.
But did you meet any of these people?
No, I've never seen her. I've
Never?
seen them, but I have never met them personally. No.
If
Never
they
talked to
see
them.
us walking down the street, they turn around and go the other way.
You are a very close family
Oh,
person and have
yeah.
not had any dealing with
Yeah.
your family.
No.
Do you have dealing with his family?
Oh, yeah, they're my family.
Really?
She's got 7 sisters and a brother, and
No problem with anything
His
accepting her
mom
because she's
and-
white or anything?
No.
None.
there's everybody in his family.
So, as far as I can understand, Vicki, you're happy. You're a happy person. You've
yes,
got a good
more in my
marriage.
life.
All right, but the one thing missing is this relationship with the other family. And you feel that it's Scott, that
Well-
even if Scott had been a different color, it wasn't
It wouldn't
Scott, it's
matter.
Scott's color that
Yeah.
came between you.
They won't meet him. If they would meet him, they would like him, you know, and see my baby and see how happy. I mean, I'm 44 years old, you know, and I've been married 4 times. And, why can't they see that we're happy? Why can't they just accept? I knew they wouldn't accept it when I told them that.
How are you dealing with this, Scott?
I'm dealing with it very well.
Yeah.
It upsets me that her family never gave me the opportunity to meet them and talk to them. Like I said, I work hard.
16 hours a day, 12,
I make sure that my family is well taken care of. I mean, we have everything we ever wanted in life.
We're building a new home.
Yeah, we have our new home.
Do you live in the same little town? Or
We
No.
live 20 miles
from where the family is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's been 9 years since you've seen your sister. Melinda, would you please come out and see your sister? Come on out, Melinda. That's a long time, you know, Vicki? Melinda, you heard what she was saying backstage, Vicki?
Yes.
Why did you end your relationship with your sister? If this was such a close family, so dependent.
She said it right.
She was telling the truth?
Yes.
Try to help us understand why you and Mom, and I guess, are there any others?
I got a stepsister that.
Okay, you,
we all
Mom, and
three-
stepsister would not like somebody they'd never met.
Well, we weren't raised that way. We was raised in a basically a white neighborhood.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I have anything against them. It's just, which I've got friends that I never could see them marrying.
But she's
I
been
just-
married for 9 years, and he apparently has treated her a lot better than the other 3 husbands.
I know.
But what?
I heard
But
it
what's-
all.
But what's going on?
I got a baby.
Say it.
I told her, I said, I got a little girl.
I know that.
Is she correct in feeling that the family has stonewalled her? She is. That you all have not invited her or called or made an effort to do any of these things.
No, but I don't feel that I don't think she's gave us a chance.
In what way?
I've called, and every time I call, you hang up on me. Every time I call Mom, she hung up on me. I don't have a daughter. He called Mom when I had Brittany. I didn't even know it. He called Mom and told Mom that I had a little girl.
And what did Mom say?
She hung up the phone. Basically did not want to hear from me, or she knew who I was.
She calls my daughter a half-breed.
Yeah.
You know. My mom can be very evil. She's not a typical grandmother. Does she have any attention with your kids? It's not like a typical grandma, you know. His mom, my little girl was it. You know, she'd go to Meemaw's and stay all night, and Meemaw would buy cookies. And
Don't you feel badly about this at all, or what? Do you miss your sister?
Yes,
Let's
I
start with
do.
that. Yeah.
Yes,
I would think you would, or you wouldn't be here today,
I
right?
do miss her. I miss the relationship that we had.
I did
Is there
too.
anything that can be done, Melinda, to put this back together? You coming here is an attempt to put it back together.
I'm willing to try.
Are you?
Yes.
Is there anything that can be done about Mom? Probably not, right?
Right now, I don't think so.
She doesn't want to hear about the baby, or she doesn't want to hear about Scott.
I
So
sent
nothing
her a
can be
baby
done.
picture, and I don't know does she still have it? She
I don't
probably
know.
threw it away.
She doesn't want to, okay, but there's you. There's you and the other stepsister. Can something be done with you to get to meet him as a person?
He's so good to me. You know how Chuck was with me and all the others.
I know how Chuck was.
And you know how I worked hard for a marriage. And
I'm not condoning you being happy.
but you are. You judge me because
it's-
I'm happy because Scott. Just because he's black. You don't meet him. You don't meet my family. He's got 7 sisters. And you wouldn't believe how good they are to me. And a brother. And You miss meeting his mom and dad, but they were so good to me. And Brittany, and
I haven't seen my Aunt Becky for 9 years, and I just want my mom to give her a chance.
Is this, Melinda, your mother? It is? What did you, when you asked to see your aunt, you knew you had an aunt, right?
Yes.
When you asked to see her, what did they say?
Nothing. The last time I seen her was a couple years ago when I was playing with Brittany. And I love my little cousin. And I just wish my mom would give her a chance.
Melinda, why keep your daughter away from the family? You don't know.
she's pretty.
She says she wants to meet them and,
I know.
okay.
Why are you raising her this way? Why are you raising her to judge people on skin color? You live down there. And
Kind of tore up the family, right? Okay, sit down.
we weren't raised that way.
Yes, ma'am.
I had Carol Stewart would come to my house and stay. She's my best friend, and
I
she was
know.
black. I would go to her house.
Yes, I like to say God love has no color.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I like to say to you and your husband, especially you have a good, kind heart.
Thank you.
Thank God for that. And you, the sister, you have to look into your heart and examine yourself. And
Thank you.
forgive, I'm quite sure you forgave your sister for the way she performed and act, and as well as your mother, but you have to look into your heart and examine your mind and your heart and learn how to love.
Scott, is there anything...
That's right.
Scott, is there anything you would like to say to Melinda? I think Melinda's taking the whole brunt of an entire family, which maybe isn't fair to Melinda.
No.
There is really nothing I'd like to say to her other than, I am not a bad person. I go to work, I come home, I take care of my family. I have another daughter
father.
by a previous
Yes.
marriage, and we do everything together. Vicki has talked so much about you and your daughter and son, and I would enjoy meeting them. I have a lot of outside hobbies. I don't have a boy personally, and I would love to take your son
Chad
fishing or hunting or whatever I'm involved with. That would be very
But
nice.
He's never had a father. Chad's father's
I'd like-
never been
Neither
around.
one.
I'd like Chanel
that
to
be
come down
possible,
and meet
Melinda?
her.
Pretty.
Would it be possible?
Anything's possible.
Doesn't sound very encouraging.
Oh, Sally, in my humble opinion, it's not your fault, it's not her fault. It is society that we are living now. See, I have a dear friend who is black, or dear friend who's, and if I live in a white neighborhood and I bring my dear friend because he's black to that neighborhood, they may kill me. It's not our fault. It's a society like this. God created everybody equal. But we are living in a society that even my daughter feel like marrying a black guy, and I bring them to my neighborhood. They're gonna kill me. That's the way they are.
We
I don't
live in a
blame you.
good city.
It wasn't supposed to be like that, but that's the
No.
way we are living now.
Yeah, I know. I
The
know.
city
but
that we live in is
it's a small one.
it's small, and
And
I
we've never had any
lived there all
trouble.
of my life, and I've had.
We're just Scott and Vicky. We're not
Yeah.
the black and white couple. We live in a white neighborhood.
It would be
Yeah.
very interesting to follow and see what happens. Okay. We're going to take a break, and we're going to meet a man who was sleeping with both his girlfriend and her mother at the same time. Now, obviously, that relationship hasn't been the same since. And next, this woman says her best friend of 18 years is in love with her husband, and that friendship is falling apart. And they say it's because of a man. I'm not so sure. We have been talking to women who say that a man has come between them and another woman, and I'm not so sure. I think it may be things like prejudice has come between them. Please meet, this is another family, Celia, Mike, and Candy. Celia says that for the past 5 years, Candy has been making passes at and flirting with her husband, Mike. In fact, she says Candy is ruining their friendship and can't be trusted. Celia, how long have you and Candy been friends?
18 years.
18 years. And how long have you been married to Mike?
4 years this October.
Now, do you really think that your best friend Candy is in love with your husband?
Yes. Sally, I do.
Tell me about it. Give me.
Well, I mean, she comes to visit me. She goes in, she takes a shower, she puts on a house coat with no zipper, no buttons, no belt.
My house coat did have buttons. You're lying.
You're lying.
You're lying.
Sitting there with
My house coat had buttons.
You had on
it.
no underpants.
That might be
no
true.
bra,
That's
and sitting in my house on my couch
I
across
had
from
all the
my
night.
husband.
Well, wait.
Like this? I
had
don't
all
think
the
so.
night shirt.
Before
I had
you
all
get-
the house
before you
coats
get
that
into
had
too-
buttons on it.
Before you
Did
get
not.
into too much of an argument, let me ask you something. How long has she been flirting with your husband?
From the beginning.
4
She-
years. Why are you still
5
friendly?
years, basically.
Why are you still friendly with her?
She was my best friend, Sally, for 18 years.
So you don't want to give up on her even though you
No.
think she's flirting with your husband?
I love her like she's my own
This is
sister.
my sister.
Okay, hold on.
You know?
Is her best friend, Candy, flirting with you? Is she coming on to you?
Yeah, from time to time.
How do you
I-
react when she does this?
I usually, for my own sake and my wife's, I mean, I'd reject, any kind of an.
But she has been making passes at you.
Well, it's not like it was when we first got married, but a lot of that is due to the actual physical distance between us being in Georgia and her being in Alabama. But now when we were just like blocks apart, there'd be she'd drop in
When
and
she
out
was
anytime.
blocks apart, was she coming on to you? A man of your age
Yeah.
should know whether a woman's coming on to her.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Yes, she was. Now she's doing it less, only when she visits.
Right.
I can't understand why you have her visit. Okay, they both
This is my
claim.
sister. I mean,
They both claim that you're doing this. Are you?
if I'm doing it unconsciously. I don't realize I'm doing
Oh,
it.
give me a break.
It's the truth.
I would not come to your house, sit in front of your husband with no panties on, with my legs spread open. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Why do you think your friend Candy is doing this?
Yes, thank you.
I think he's a nice guy. I think she's very lucky that she could catch somebody like Mike.
I'm lucky to be able to catch somebody like Mike. Thank you.
I think she upgraded herself when she married Mike.
Oh, now I'm upgrading myself. Okay, I was what,
you
trashy
were,
or what?
Of course not. You were never trashy.
upgrade
You were
myself
from a
too,
good
huh?
family. She had nice parents. Two of the finest people I've ever met in my life.
But that's why you go behind my back a week before Mike and I got married.
No, I told you
Wait
I
a minute,
didn't do
wait
that.
a minute. Let me finish before you butt in. Cheryl, my next door neighbor, my very good friend, catered my reception.
Mm-hmm.
Candy says, Mike's not going to marry you. I said,
I never
excuse me?
said that.
She says, oh, no, wait a minute. You told her that Mike was just leading me on,
I
that
don't
Mike did
remember
not love
saying
me,
that.
you and your husband were going to get a divorce when
No,
you were
I
married to
don't
Buddy,
ever remember
and that
saying
you and
that.
Mike were going to get married. You told that to
No,
Cheryl.
I
You
don't
told
ever
it to
remember
Misty.
saying that.
You told it to several
I
people.
don't ever remember saying that.
You did.
I don't remember.
Mike, did she say that?
Never in my presence, but I was with when our next door neighbor. I mean, she come over later that afternoon after this had transpired and told both of us this, and to me it was
When-
pretty much disbelief.
When she came
why
on
did-
to you, did you tell your wife that she was coming on to you?
Oh yeah,
Did you tell your wife you didn't like it?
yes, and
And
usually when she comes to
Why
visit,
would you then insist on keeping her as a friend when your husband says he didn't like it? What is the attraction?
How did you give up somebody that you have shared everything in your life? The birth of your children, the death of your parents.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Mike. You love this, don't you?
Oh, buddy.
I see him smile. Oh, he's smiling the whole shot.
No.
I think you did,
Oh, you like it. Listen,
What do we have to say to her?
where's the house coat, though? Come on.
I've got on a suit. This is a show.
Honestly, though.
I'm respectable.
Okay,
I'm
no,
not
that's
some harlot
respectful.
like
Mike,
she's making me out
Mike,
to be.
Yes.
did you see her with no panties on? with the house coat? Did you?
Yeah.
Did you smile like you are now? We got him, Sally.
If I'm not mistaken, he got up and left the room, but
Well, I don't understand doing that to your husband. I just don't. I think a couple discusses it and someone makes a decision. All right, meet Jenny, meet Ida, meet Jean. Now, when Jenny was 17 years old, she started to date Jean. But before she knew it, Jean was moving into her mother's home, and Mother and Jean were getting married. So we have a mother, a daughter, and the boyfriend. You did marry Jean, Ida?
Yes, I did.
How long have you been married?
4 years. 4 years.
4 years. Okay. Jenny, what happened?
Well, I used to work in a donut shop, and Eugene used to work right next door. He used to come in for coffee all the time. One day he...
You were 17 and he was how old?
I don't know, 28, something like that.
Okay.
And he used to come in there, talk, get coffee for the other guys that worked at the tire shop, whatever. And he came up to me one day and he goes, well, you know, if you go out with me, you'll find out I'm a nice guy. I'm like, yeah, right. And he goes, come on, I dare you. I was like, all right, Saturday night. And he's like, okay, you know. I went home, told Mom about it. She goes, well, you're not going to date an older guy unless I meet him first. I was like, okay, whatever. He comes over, meets Mom. We go out once in a while for a couple weeks, whatever. Next thing I know, the atmosphere is different. It's tension. Something's going wrong. So one morning, got up, 4 o'clock in the morning, to go open up the donut shop. Go sit next door at the laundromat just for a few minutes. Next thing I know, I see Mom and Eugene walking by arm in arm.
Uh-huh.
I was just like,
Jean, how old are you? Jean, how old are you now?
36.
36? We lost some years. You've been married 4 years. You were 28. How'd you go from 28 to 36?
I'm 36 now.
they lived together for a while.
Ah, okay, because I did my math kind of quickly and it didn't work out. You had him move into your house. Why did you have him move into your house?
Well, he just gradually moved his stuff in, and he was in before, you know.
You couldn't stop him from moving in?
He had lost his apartment, and he was going to be living in his car.
You had him move in when they were boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, it was after.
After?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, Jean. When you moved into the house, were you sleeping with her, the daughter?
No, I was sleeping with Ida.
Okay, you were sleeping with Ida.
But not soon after that, you were sleeping with me too.
Jean, I'm trying to ask you a question. Were you sleeping with both women in the house?
Well, I guess so.
Okay. I think you would know. Was Jenny, did you think you were his girlfriend?
Yeah, he told me he loved me. He told me we were going to run away to Colorado.
Okay. So you have the boyfriend living in the house, and you're sleeping with the boyfriend, and you believe he's the boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Mother, did you know that Jenny and Jean were sleeping together?
No, I didn't.
You did not?
No, I didn't.
But you were sleeping with him?
Yes.
Okay. Why would you sleep with your daughter's boyfriend?
He acted like he was my boyfriend and not hers when he was around me.
How long did How long did this go on? How long was he in the house?
He was, before we got married, about a year and a half.
You're telling me you didn't realize what was going on in a year and a half, that he was sleeping with both of you? He could
6 months after he had moved in, I had found out that they were
thankful to me.
She told me. And after I'd threatened to kick him out, then he decided that...
He didn't decide, I decided. He wasn't going to sleep with me no more.
Yeah.
I'm having a little trouble with this, but you married him, Ida, right?
Yes, I did.
And Jenny, do you live with him?
Now I do.
You do?
I've moved out a 3 times, and I moved back in because of circumstances, and also because there's other kids in the house, and I think he's a jerk, and he doesn't deserve my family.
Jean, what do you have to say for yourself? You were first dating Jenny, right?
Well, I just to the fair once or twice, you know, just to have company to go to the show with. That was all.
Oh,
And you were
just
sleeping with her?
Well, I wasn't sleeping with her. You know, we had sex a couple times. That was about
Pardon me. You weren't sleeping with her, you were having sex. What happened when you met Ida?
it. It just happened. You know, things happen.
I'd like to know, what do you both see in this man? That's what I'd like to know. And how can a man come between a mother and a daughter? That's crazy. You both are crazy. I want to know how that. Talk to me. Tell me.
Basically, I dated Eugene on a dare. When I was 17, I took dares. Okay? I'm sure that if Mom wouldn't have been there, it would have just went to nothing.
How's your relationship now with your mother?
Me and Eugene fight a lot. And so we put my mom in the middle. We're always fighting the cats and dogs, and so that's tearing us apart too.
I think you should send him to, where's that, Colorado, is it?
Yeah.
I think you should get on a plane and go to Colorado and leave him alone.
Gladly.
Ida, how do you feel about sleeping with your daughter's boyfriend?
It's put a big strain on our relationship. I felt guilty.
Well,
I felt very guilty about it. And I've lived with this guilt, and it takes away from anything that we did have or could have. You know, it ruins everything.
But you're married to him.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Sometimes, dear hearts, I know I do this for a living, but sometimes I don't get it. We'll take a break and see if we can find some answers. Sometimes when there's a problem in the family, a lot of women say, well, let's blame the men. We've been listening to women who say their involvement with a man is what ruined another relationship.
Yes, I'd like to ask the mother on the end. Do you think you could have trusted him after what he did to your daughter? Why would you marry him? You think you could have trusted him?
Good question. If he did that to your daughter, if he was sleeping with her in your house...
Wouldn't he do it to you? Wouldn't he do it to you?
Before I met Gene, I was alone for 5 years with my 7 children, and I went to church a lot. I didn't believe anybody. Yeah, I believe the best in people, and I probably was denying to myself that anyone could do that.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say, I think I sympathize with you because it does look like you love each other, and but it is very difficult for a family to give up a daughter or a sister, and you have to give them credit for sticking to their values and morals and wanting to teach their family, you know, the things that they learned and kept, you know, upon themselves. And also, I just wanted to say, you said she's lucky for getting her husband. If you would act more like a lady,
Honey, I'm plenty lady. Let me tell you, I'm not
then
a
maybe you'll find somebody
I'm a good friend.
better,
I've helped
or the
her
same
in every way I possibly know
walk
how.
around in your, I don't know what, or sit with your legs open and,
I don't think so.
you know, you have to be, you know, a little bit classy and ladylike.
I'm very classy. I've helped her in every way you can help a friend.
Yes, ma'am.
I've clothed her children. I did the flowers for her wedding. I'm no harlot. I am a good friend. I go to church every Sunday. I have everybody I know how.
I go to church too, but that don't make me the perfect person.
I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I've helped her in every way I can. She's been more like my sister than my friend.
Let me ask a question, not to put down religion, but going down the line. Do you go to church any?
Once in a while.
Do you go to church?
Not as much as I used to.
Okay. You go to church, and
Every
you go to
Sunday.
church. And Melinda, do you go to church? No? And
Yeah.
you do go to church, okay.
I got something to say to the daughter. You said you learned it on a dare. That game's called Truth or Dare. You found out the truth, didn't you?
Yeah, but now I'm not the only one paying the price.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
I just had one more important thing to say. About that man over there, who are you to break up one of the most important relationships in the world, a mother and daughter relationship?
Please meet, or welcome back, either one, Dr. Gilda Carl. Gilda is a relationship expert. Gilda, one of the first things I did was I said that many times when we have people here, they say, well, I'm a good person because I go to church. So that's why I was asking how many go to church. Is that enough? Is going to church enough?
Well, you just saw what happened here. There are people sitting on this stage who are very, very upset, very, very angry, and they're blaming it, it seems, on a man who's come into their lives.
Yep.
But it's not really about a man necessarily. Very often we create triangles, and this goes back to when we were little kids, when a mommy and a daddy had a little child, and you know how it is, right? We go to the mommy, we say, Daddy said, da-da-da-da-da, right? And Daddy said, and we go to Daddy, and he says, and we go to, and we say, Mommy said that I can have this. Isn't that true? Yeah. Now, when things get tight in our lives as adults, we go right back into that triangulation. Now, we think that these stories are all related to a man coming in between these women. But underneath the surface, very often there's a lot of stuff, emotional stuff going on, and the man is used very often as the excuse for things that the women do not want to deal with.
Okay, I'm going to ask you if there's so much stuff going on. Because I agree with that. If there's so much stuff going on, we're going to take them couple by couple and see what you can do to help their relationships.
Good.
We'll be right back. Let's go with our first. Now, what's the waterworks here? Let's go with Melinda and Vicki and Scott, if you will.
During our break, her niece, whom she has not seen in how many years is it?
9.
9 years, just came up to hold her, kiss her, and hug Scott. Look at what went on between you two before she even met Scott. What went on, honey?
We were close, very close. We'd go shopping together and go out to eat. We were close.
But what happened before she got married to this man? Whether he's black or white or purple, it doesn't make a difference. She married somebody and took herself out of the supportive situation where she was supporting you guys pretty darn well, right? Now, any guy would have been a threat to that paycheck.
No, it wasn't.
No. But that's before. You have nothing to do with this. This is between these two ladies. Now, what do you really feel towards your sister? What did you really feel towards your sister when she left you to marry this man?
Hurt.
Why?
I felt hurt.
Talk to her. Talk to her. Hold her. I want you to hold her hand. Hold her hand. Now, talk to her. Now, I want the two of you to look at each other. Talk to her and tell her, that's it, turn to her. Tell her how you felt.
I just felt hurt.
Why? Why?
Why? She has no idea.
Because Scott's black?
No. Forget about him now.
That's
Let's
all he
heal it.
said.
Let's heal what was going on between you two.
Why was you hurt?
When you married?
Because I married Scott?
Yes.
Why? You didn't even know him.
No, I didn't.
What if she had married somebody who was white?
That'd been different.
Wait, no. See, this is what we do. We mind read for other people. No. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let her tell you. Let her tell you. If he had been white, would that have been different? The honest truth. The honest truth.
Yes. It probably would have been.
Well, then what gives you the right to be the deciding factor as to whom she, as an adult, who has already been married before, can choose? Come on now. we know enough about human nature to know that what goes around comes around. What if your daughter someday decides to choose somebody who you don't like? How are you going to deal with that then?
I thought there was unconditional love with mothers.
How are you going to deal with it then? This is
I don't
all a
know.
learning experience for your whole life.
See, she's never been out. She's never worked. My mom's never worked.
Of course, you were over-functioning for her. You were taking care of everything.
No, I mean,
not everything.
Not everything. No, I bought their Christmas. I bought their some of their school clothes. I gave them extra money.
Well, it sounds like to me that mother, you as the mother role was all, you were going, and she felt abandoned. Did you feel like she was leaving you somehow?
I think this is all based on Scott. That's all it's based on. We had a perfect
I don't buy it. Do you buy it?
But you got to, you got to know my family. My mom won't even acknowledge Scott. Won't have nothing to do with my baby, and the name she calls my baby, you know, is like unreal. But I cannot think of anything bad enough that my baby can do. If my baby would commit murder, you get a lawyer and you help him. You don't turn your back on him.
Okay.
And how can you turn your back on blood?
Well, what are we going to do? Okay.
I don't understand it.
That's it.
How?
All right. So now the question is, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about this?
I'm willing to try.
Try? Okay.
Take a break. We'll be right back.
Great.
During the break, Gilda was laughing and saying, I think this whole thing is a riot. What did you mean by that, Mike?
Just ending up here over what was going on as far as between the two of them. I mean, when I'm around, everybody's happy. I never see any arguing between them. And from somebody else's, like if there were a third person, a friend of mine that would come in at that, with me or something like that, would never think that anything like was going on would ever put us here.
Gilda, is he in La La Land?
I think so.
So all this is happening and you're at Disney World.
Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way, but
well, Gilda, what is happening with him?
I agree with the gentleman in the audience. He's loving every bit of it.
News me.
You know what this is? This is like the mean old stepsisters fighting over Prince Charming. I mean, here we go again.
Oh, no.
He's loving this.
You've got to know Mike and his sense of humor, though. I mean, Mike laughs at everything.
But this is not a sense of humor. He has a wife who is being hurt over this.
You think it didn't hurt me? It tore me apart when she accused me of being the way that she says I am.
Well, you know,
she makes me out to be a holy terror.
Well, wait a minute. The two of you see...
Wait a minute.
The two of these people, this couple sees you as an outsider who's coming on to the husband. Now, you tell me who's the holy terror.
I mean, I would never do anything to destroy their relationship. I would not do that for a million years.
Do you?
Well, you're not going to destroy our
I
relationship.
have mutual respect for both of them.
You can't destroy a relationship that is based on truth,
I know
honesty,
that, and I'm not
love.
trying
You
to
can't
destroy
destroy
it.
it.
Okay, wait a minute.
Candy, was it some innocent flirting?
I'm not even realizing I'm doing it.
Well, honey, you just got the feedback. Now, what are you going to do about it?
I mean, you know.
What are you going to do about it?
If anything, I'll stay at home.
What's going on there with her?
Obviously, they are unwilling to relinquish their ties. Now, I don't know what happened in your life that makes you so close to this woman, despite the fact that she is toxic to your relationship. He even said, finally, we hear something from him. And then again, and I have a second question. Why don't you say, get out of my face?
He usually just leaves the room.
Yeah.
Because he loves this so much.
Question.
Right. Aren't you having a good time?
Okay, I have a question for Candy. Do you have a husband? Do you have a life?
Yes.
Well, then
I
why
have
are
a
you
good life. I'm
interfering?
perfectly happy.
Why are you interfering then?
I'm not trying.
Not everybody in the world is having those problems. This lady is here with her 2 sisters and her best friend in the world that she's known from kindergarten. So there's some nice, happy families.
Good.
Could you deal with Jenny and Ida and Jean? I know, I don't get it either.
Jean, you really have, Jean, you really have some nerve. You have no right to abuse 2 women the way you abuse them. That's number 1. Number 2, Mom, you're supposed to be there for your daughter. A daughter looks to Mom for protection, for trust, for honesty. And very clearly, you weren't there for her. And I don't know how you expect to heal that relationship with your daughter unless you say to Jean, enough is enough. And we have to work on our relationship independently of whatever has gone on in the past. Now, that's if you choose to stay together. I'm not so sure that your relationship was based on the most healthy kind of conditions to begin with.
I started going out with him to show Jenny that he was a jerk and not right for her. And I got caught up in I got carried away a little bit, and I didn't know that they were sleeping together, having sex, before I started going out with him. And I didn't find out until 6 months later that they had.
And then you married him anyway?
I married him because I wasn't going to live with a man that I wasn't married to, and he
Even though he slept with your daughter at the same time that he was sleeping with you?
But he had quit. After 6 months, after the 6 months, see, we didn't get married until 15 months after he had moved in.
Yes, ma'am.
It seems to me that the daughter is more mature than the mother.
Jenny, how do you feel towards your mom now?
I love her, but she blows me away. But my major anger is towards Eugene because he's a jerk.
I would like to thank you all. Gilda, I've really put you through something today, I would think. And all of my guests, I wish you the very best in the future. Hello. Hello. I got a smile. That's good.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by